go. That should be good. Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Mentor Maryland DC's MLK Junior Inspiration Contest Award Ceremony. If you don't know, Mentor Maryland DC, since Maryland's affiliated with Mentor, the National Mentoring Partnership launched in 2018, and Mentor Maryland DC has sought to uplift the urgency of march towards quality mentoring. We officially expanded into DC in 2021 with the mission and vision to increase the quality and quantity of mentoring relationships across the country and to close the mentoring gap. We know programs can only do this when they feel supported, empowered, and have the tools and resources to sufficiently carry out safe and effective mentoring relationships. Mentor Maryland DC is a nonpartisan organization that galvanizes the Maryland mentoring movement. We serve as community-based experts and create statewide infrastructure to expand the quality of relationships for young people. We fulfill this role through our unique role as unified clearinghouse for training, research, public awareness, mentor recruitment, and advocacy. Mentor Maryland DC provides the critical link between Mentor's national efforts and local organizations and programs that foster and support quality mentoring relationships across the state. So this is the Context Planning Committee. We have me, myself, Andrew Lova. I'm the Program Outreach Vista working for Mentor Maryland DC. We have Jeff Kearney, who is Jeff, if you could introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jeff Kearney. I'm the External Affairs Vista member for the team. I do government outreach and other outreach to our stakeholders.
Yeah. And then we have Rebecca, who...
Hi, I'm so glad you all could make it today. My name is Rebecca Shipman. I'm the Workplace Mentoring Vista here at Mentor Maryland DC.
And then we have Dakota, who's also a member of our team who couldn't make it. And finally, we have Jayla White, who's a fantastic intern we got from Arts for Learning. I'm really glad she's here. And now I'm going to pass it to Christina from Arts for Learning, who's going to give us more information about what and who Arts for Learning is.
Good morning, everybody. I'm super happy to be here in partnership with Mentor Maryland DC and our commitment to brilliant, creative, and thoughtful young people. Next slide, please. So as Andrew shared, I work at Arts for Learning, where I'm a senior education director, and we have a mission to transform the lives and education of youth through the arts by connecting educators, professional artists, and communities. And we do this by supporting artists and teachers to integrate the arts in many, many ways into the culture of schools, into the content that's being taught through celebrations, residencies, assemblies, core programs, summer programs, and a lot more. Next slide, please. Baltimore is one of a handful of cities that facilitates the Bloomberg Arts Internship Program for rising seniors. And Jayla was an intern last summer, so shout out to Jayla here in her screen tangle. And I'm actually coming to you live from my BAI pandemic Zoom room. This is the space where I stood for 2 full summers, 2020 and 2021, with amazing interns. Thankfully, we are now back in person, but this program is a 7-week full-time paid internship for rising seniors in Baltimore City. It is funded by Bloomberg Philanthropies, and the goals really are for young people to gain meaningful workforce experiences in the field of arts and culture in Baltimore, to get ready to apply and transition to college through professional development and college mentors, to really get to understand our amazing, vibrant arts culture in Baltimore City through panels of local artists, studio visits, trips, and so much more. And interns are also able to strengthen their oral and written communication skills, again, through professional development. And also each intern has a writing coach. We also have a goal of really connecting, creating, and catalyzing change in our young people's lives and communities, and building a BAI community that is grounded in safety, belonging, equity, and creative expression. Next slide, please. So what does that actually look like? Well, during a 6-week internship, after a full week of orientation, the interns then go to their sites Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, where they work a combination of administrative, creative, very cool projects. And then on Thursdays and Fridays, they come back to their BAI family, where there is professional development. Thursdays very much focused on college prep. They have time with their college mentors. There's financial management. They get their college essay done. They start their Common App. And then on Fridays is a focus on public speaking and really connecting to artists, entrepreneurs, and taking trips through Baltimore. Next slide, please. This is just a sampling of work sites we've had in the past. So they range very much from places like Baltimore Clayworks, where our interns have sometimes done social media, but also been teaching assistants in the classroom. We also have Baltimore Museum of Art, where our interns have redone the entire website, as well as curated an art show for the staff at the museum. Jayla worked at Arts Education in Maryland Schools, where she was able to do a lot of social media, and their whole goal is to really advocate for the arts across the state in schools. And we also have sites like Make Studio, which is a studio that's committed to supporting disabled artists. So our interns were there really working with those artists, as well as helping with fundraisers and getting the word out about the studio. So the interns who are part of our program come to a matching evening where they get to meet all of these organizations and the folks who will be their mentors and supervisors, and then figure out where they would like to work for the summer. Next slide, please. So that is a lot of information. Our deadline for applications is March 6th. That's about a month and a half away. Our orientation dates are June 24th to the 28th. And then the program runs from July 1st to August 14th. If you scan that QR code, and I'll also drop into the chat, it will take you to our website where there's a ton of details. You can also click on a form that will connect you directly to one of our alumni if you have questions. And you can also click on a form if you want to recommend that a teacher at your school host an info session. We currently have alumni from last summer who are our ambassadors, who will be doing information sessions at Baltimore City Schools all through the month of February. So you can request an information session there. And I think that is all I've got to. So I do want to say congratulations to everyone who submitted to this challenge, and a really extra dose of hooray for those who are receiving awards today. Congratulations.
Thank you. So, mentoring starts here at Mentor Maryland, DC. And now we're gonna pass it to Rebecca right now.
Okay, so as a judging panel, we decided that we could only judge if we also participated. So this is my artwork that I created. I was asked to choose a poem to read today, and so this is kind of my meditation on the poem, which you will hear later on. But I will say something that my mentor, Miss Sewell Williams, really imparts on me, that within all the love and care she gives me, she makes sure I know that she does not do what she does for me because of who I am or who she is, but because of the people who showed her the same support she shows me. And so I think, especially on Martin Luther King Day, it's important to remember that one man cannot change the hearts and souls of a nation, despite how prolific and brilliant he was. And I really enjoyed reading all of your submissions, hearing your voices through the work, and recognizing that you all also recognize that there was a plethora of people who were doing the work alongside Martin Luther King. And I just really appreciated all the thought you all put into your work. And with that, I will pass it over to Jeff. All right.
So I did take the challenge, and I tried my hand at an essay about my mentor. It wasn't called that back in the day, but she was the person who was closest to me and took the most interest in me and support. My mentor was my 7th grade civics teacher, Ms. Collins. She taught us to have a strong belief in ourselves and be ambitious in our dreams. She believed our participation in public affairs was both a right and an obligation. And she went out of her way to get to school, to get us after school activities, and she herself used her own money to do so. Martin Luther King Jr. was such a great mentor to his mentees and followers because he lived with passion and commitment for what he believed in. I'm sorry, I'm having a little difficulty. In spite of the incredible obstacles and hostility, including being jailed, assaulted, and eventually killed, he achieved some of the greatest political changes, or helped achieve them, as Rebecca pointed out, in our country's history. Mrs. Collins was similar to Martin Luther King Jr. in that she was living and teaching in a segregated atmosphere while speaking up for racial equality, or even those who would benefit from what she supported were sometimes critical of her outspokenness. Yet she persevered for years and made a very big difference for myself and other students who she touched. Their mentor, like Martin Luther King Jr., I would emphasize the self-worth of my mentees and always believe in their potential. I would teach them that things important in life sometimes require sacrifice and hard work, but they can do it and can grow and get stronger and better doing it, and will come to even enjoy the struggle as they go through them. I urge them to find something to really believe in and be like Martin Luther King Jr., ready to be true to it, thoughtful about how they approach it, and be brave because there will be challenges along the way.
Thanks, Jeff. And then I'll go. So I also took the challenge. Now, for my mentor, because of his capacity to motivate and set an example, Martin Luther King Jr. was a strong mentor to many people. He devoted his life to the civil rights movement and never stopped advocating for justice and equality for everyone. In addition, he possessed a strong moral compass and a sense of integrity, which acted as a beacon for those who he taught. My mentor helped me understand the value of volunteering and constructive effects it can have on society by offering direction, encouragement, and setting a positive example. He motivated me to give back to my community. My mentor and Martin Luther King Jr. have traits that make it possible for them to motivate others, instill a strong sense of morality and integrity, and emphasize the importance of peace over violence. Emphasizing the importance of teamwork and togetherness, my mentor constantly spoke about and showed by constantly speaking with community leaders, asking for what they need assistance in, as well as leading discussions between them to lead them to understanding what they can do for each other. But to encourage my mentees to work towards having a positive effect in their communities, if I was a mentor, I would aim to create in them a sense of purpose and enthusiasm. I would try to provide an excellent example by highlighting the value of honesty, diligence, perseverance in accomplishing one's objectives. I would also offer direction and assistance, assisting my mentees in overcoming any obstacles they might encounter. All right, so now this is pretty cool. So if you guys can, please take out your phone and scan it over the QR code, or go to mentee.com and type in the code. And then if you can, please insert some words that you would describe MLK. Switch to this one. Yes. You should see the words start popping up. Here we go. Leader, relentless, strong, inspiring, optimistic, courageous. Yes. There we go. It's harder to read them when they're up. It's harder to read them when they're sideways, but yes. Howling, cool. Let's try to get yeah, a couple more. 16. Here we go. We go 19. Moving, justice driven. Hi. Yeah. So I guess you guys get it. we all know like how great he is. So now I'll pass it on to Rebecca, who will do a featured performance. Rebecca, go ahead.
Yes. So I was asked to read a poem. I hope you all find this poem as meaningful and apt as I did. And the one thing I will say before I begin is I chose a poem that draws from Martin Luther King's faith tradition. However, when the word Lord comes up, I think you can insert your own definition of divine or just community in general. This is a poem by Courtney Lamar Charleston that appeared in the March 2007 edition of Poetry. Devotion. I am on the battlefield for my Lord. By way of my mother, the deacon with the slick gray hair and money clip in his pocket can claim a percentage of my body like tithe rights. And on this Sunday, as with every other Sunday, he is a slender ebony panel in the fence of faith, one man in the company of men standing shoulder to shoulder in suits, tapping their toes, clapping their hands, putting muscles to work in the making of praise music. We Baptists call this devotion, my working definition of which is faithful to the light. To the extent that God is as white as the clouds of heaven, this theory holds. To the extent that these particular men are dark, I must consider other possibilities. That God remade himself in my image so that we could be closer, or that devotion means the commitment of Black men and women to stand with one another. From a barricade of soldiers against anything as necessary, the Lord being the force holding them fast in line. It isn't always easy for me to see these explanations as separate. Any film, any photograph of Martin Luther King Jr. leading a march with his position centered in a line of bodies covering the width of the frame, if I take a wide view of that scene, I see the Lord at work. If I zoom in on a single person or the breach between two, I see no trace of the Lord at all, a hint that he can't exist in small spaces. And what's more, consider this. Say Chicago PD pulls a long line of youths into the precinct for photographs, all of them dark, all of them wearing the same colors, and stands them shoulder to shoulder. Zoom in, nothing. Zoom out, the Lord. Why not? That there's clearly commitment there, devotion. They're all definitely soldiers on the battlefield for something. Maybe it's white, maybe it's green, maybe it's a colorless feeling. I've got no good answers, only darkness. I'm still trying to decipher if it means anything that Dr. King lived in Vice Lord's territory when he spent 66 in Chicago. That the words vice and lord are affiliates, homeboys, next door neighbors. I think about their coming up together in the mind of a boy living on that side of town, a percentage of his body perhaps claimed as a tax. I can't shake this feeling that when he throws his muscles into praise music, when sound leaves his precious mouth, people scatter. I can't help but believe our song to one another would be familiar. Family, I am on the battlefield for my Lord. I am on the battlefield for my Lord. And I promised him that I would serve him till I die, serve him till I die, serve him till I die. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Thank you. That's that. Fantastic. I thought I would have a little more time. Hold on. Trying to get everything set. No. Try this one. There we go. Okay. So we have. Oh, not see that. All right, so now we have the art category, and we're gonna have Jayla announce the winner. Oh, yeah, and Jayla, if you want to explain the criteria that we used for the art category. Jayla.
Okay. Hello, guys. I'm sorry.
Right.
The art category winner for first place is I don't want to say your name wrong, but is it Sunil? I'm guessing. I think that's how you say it. Give me one moment.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. Hold on.
Yep. No problem. Okay. I guess Sheila comes back. She can go over, but here's the poem that Sunil wrote that won the art category. Now we're going to pass to the video category winners.
And before I announce the winners, I'm going to read the categories for both the essay and video categories, which are the next two. So we as a cohort graded the essays and videos based off of whether or not the applicant addresses the fact that, excuse me, it addresses a mentor or an adult who assists in their community, explains explains why they think Martin Luther King Jr. was such a good mentor. The writer collaborates on how they would inspire their mentee based on what they've learned about Martin Luther King Jr. And then lastly, clarity of concept, understanding of topic, creativity, which you all were, very creative, and thoughtfulness. So third place for the video essay was Ziona Spriggs. Congratulations. Second place winner was Tavion, excuse me. And first place, Jakayla Holmes. Congratulations, Jakayla, and all the rest of the winners in this category.
And now we thought it'd be great if we showed you guys Jakayla's video.
Jakayla, thank you so much for asking me to help you with this. I've had the pleasure of knowing you since you were in the second grade. You are now a ninth grader. Thank you for considering me a mentor. Can you share how I've inspired you to help in your community?
Well, Miss Keisha, my mentor, Miss Keisha behind the camera, she does a lot of things for the community.
You guys
and
hear?
this community center that we're in. And she's inspired me to help in so many ways from going out into the community, taking action, from being inside the community, doing things that could help outside the community, helping the kids in the community, making them better so they could grow up and do some of the same things, and just making it an all-around better experience for this community, me, and my peers.
All right. So, why do you think Dr. Martin Luther King was such a good mentor to his mentees? Why do you think that?
I think that he was such a good mentor to his mentees because he shared common interests, common backgrounds, and common beliefs with his mentees, which his mentees were interested in. And I feel like that bond that they shared helped his mentees look up to him and use him as inspiration to become better people and grow up and do good things in life, as well as he used his mentors to do the same thing.
Can you tell me what do you think it would have felt like? You know, one of the things you shared with me was that Congressman John Lewis, when he was a young person, he sent a letter to Dr. King, and Dr. King responded to it. What do you think? How do you think that made Mr. Lewis feel?
I think that made him feel like over the top, over the moon, as somebody that he looked up to, writing him back and actually like reaching out to him personally, I think that really made him feel like enlightened. Because if somebody I really looked up to in the world that was like really big reached out to me back, I would be over the top. Because especially somebody as inspirational and in the world as much as he was, I would be over the top. And that's just amazing.
Okay. So, I wouldn't have never thought that being a part of a contest in which someone is asking you to share how similar I am to Dr. King. I mean, I don't even know how. Can you tell me how similar I am to Dr. King?
Well, you're a lot similar to Dr. King because you're public inspiration, public speaker, and you uplift people. You give them inspiration, you give them wisdom, and you would be a good civil rights movement leader. Like you should be up there with Harriet Tubman, him, Malcolm X, Frederick Douglass. Because even though what you do is not worldwide saying it should be, because you do a lot of things for everybody around us, from just doing for me personally, just for giving me experiences and showing me life that I would have probably never seen, or just sharing wisdom with me about the world and about our history as black people and other things that I just would have never known, and also just sharing like regular things that like help me in my personal life to get where I am at today, because I don't think without you that I wouldn't have been with who I am.
Oh, you gonna have me in here crying. From what you've learned about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his mentors and his mentees, if you were a mentor, how would you inspire your mentees?
Well, my mentees, I want my mentees to be, I would pick my mentees of who, if I see myself in them, so I could help them be a better person than they is, especially if I know, if I see myself in them and I can help them and not make the same mistakes that I made. Also, just being there for them when they need me and helping them see a better world than what they have. Or if they have, just just giving them opportunities, showing them things, just being there, a mentee, anything.
Thank you, Jakayla.
Bye.
That's angry. So, one second. So we're gonna now that Jayla's back, we're gonna go back to the art category so she can explain what the criteria used, what we judged it on.
Okay. It was judged on competent use of artistic composition and overall based on the themes, creativity and originality, thoughtfulness, and strength as standalone complete work of art, overall impression of art.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Okay. And now we are going to move to the essay category winners. So with Jeff. Jeff.
Jeff, you're just still muted.
So sorry, I'll start again. Hi, as Rebecca explained, we use 7 criteria to judge these essays. I won't go back over those again, but using that criteria, our 3rd place winner was Dominique Scott. Congratulations, Dominique, you did a great job.
Congratulations.
2nd place winner was Inara Bowser. Congratulations, Inara, you did a great job as well. Loved your essay. Our 1st place winner, who met most of our criteria and best met our criteria, was Sophia Fang. Great job, Sophia.
Yes. And then this was Sophia's essay. We're not going to read it out. What we will do is tell you guys that all of the winners, your art pieces or videos and the essays will be presented on our website at Mentor MDDC starting tomorrow. So look forward to that and look forward to reading and watching all the submissions. And now, as far as I can espouse this, I can truly leap through oceans and break through walls like Martin Luther King Jr. said. And I'd like to say, on behalf of Mental Melon DC and Arts for Learning, thank you for coming. Congratulations to all the winners. We're really glad for all the participants that came, and we'd like to wish everyone a happy Martin Luther King Day. Yay. And,
Good job, everyone. Good job, Andrew. Rebecca, amazing. Good job.
Thank you.
Hey, Brian, thanks for joining us today. Jayla, thank you.
Thank you, Jayla.
Thank you so much, Jayla. You're a great member of the team.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank y'all.
Christina, thank you for being here and helping us.